Hello and welcome to Joy News Prime. We are coming to you live from our studios here at Koko Mlimle here in Accra. We are live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. I am Carlos Caloni.
And I am Faustina Safo. Tonight, President John Dramani Mahama's Bole constituency becomes hotspot for illegal mining activities, wreaking havoc on the Black Volta River, posing significant threat to farmers and thousands of residents who rely on it.
Meanwhile, desperate rescue efforts are underway to reach illegal miners buried under a collapsed pit, with 9 already recovered, 5 lifeless and 4 fighting for survival.
Also tonight, President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs dismisses calls for a state of emergency to be declared over illegal mining, stressing that such a measure is not needed at this point in time.
Our National Health Insurance Scheme sets sight on universal coverage as it expects all illnesses to be covered by 2030.
Also tonight, cocoa farmers welcome a 400 Ghana cedis increment in the producer price of cocoa, but lament that the intervention may not improve their welfare if the government does not intensify its crackdown on illegal mining in cocoa growing communities.
This is Joy News. We are independent, fearless and credible.
We appreciate your company.
President John Dramani Mahama's Bole constituency has become a hotspot for illegal mining activities, with the Black Volta River bearing the brunt of the destruction. The once clean waters are now discolored, posing a significant threat to farmers and thousands of residents who rely on the river for drinking water and daily survival. Heavy equipment, chamfan machines and pumping machines used by illegal miners have damaged arable lands. Fisher folks who depended on the lake for their livelihoods have been chased out, leaving them without a source of income.
Well, the pollution of the Black Volta River poses serious health risks to local communities, including the potential for chronic diseases like kidney failure, birth defects and cancer. In response to the crisis, the district chief executive for Bole has taken decisive action, storming the illegal mining areas and destroying some of the equipment used by the miners. But thankfully, he joins us live here on Joy News Prime, the district chief executive for Bole, Mr. Abdullah. We appreciate your time here on Joy News Prime. We just wanted to find out this tip-off that you got that led to this operation. What exactly is the extent of the invasion of these illegal miners? So we're just trying to reconnect the lines to the district chief executive for Bole. We just told you that today he, along with other key members of his community, embarked on a mission in his constituency to rid the area of illegal miners. And he's joining us just to provide us with updates on this. We know that the presidency had issued a directive that all forest reserves as well as river areas would be declared as security zones. And one of the key things this administration has done is also the deployment of the Blue Water Guards. I'm told I have clear connection now to Mr. Abdullah. Thank you so much for your time here on Joy News Prime. I'm wondering, what's the extent of the invasion of these illegal miners when you went to the ground?
For having me. The extent to which invaded this place is actually worrisome. But however, this is not the time they started. They started this for a very long time. As a district, we got wind of it and we decided we're going to crack the whip by getting them off the Black Volta.
Our correspondent on the ground tells us that you may have to listen to us directly from your phone and mute your television, says Mr. Abdullah. A correspondent on the ground tells us that currently farmers and even fisher folks in that area are exiting the place because of the extent of pollution on the Black Volta. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, the river serves as a livelihood to most of the people who live around the Black Volta Lake. As you may be aware, the place is used for both farming and fishing. However, with their invasion on the river bodies, it is becoming very difficult for them to sustain their livelihood along the Black Volta. So that's the reason why we want to crack the whip such that the environment will be safe for them to stay and do their business.
But here's the case: you haven't effected any arrests. I know you're working together with the police. How do you ensure that these illegal miners do not return to the site?
Yeah, this is the third stage of the exercise. We have river guards who are trained purposely to ward off this. So as we embark on this, we them make sure that they guard the river bodies, making sure that no illegal activities are ongoing in the river.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time here on Joy News Prime.
Meanwhile, in the Ashanti region, desperate rescue efforts are still underway to reach illegal miners buried under a collapsed pit, with 9 already recovered, 5 lifeless and 4 fighting for survival. My colleague Nana Yaljima joins us via Zoom with details. Nana, do we really know what triggered the collapse of this pit?
By authorities to stop them. So it was on one of these visits to the area that this pit caved in and killed about 5 people. Now, 9 people have been retrieved from the pit. 4 of them are in critical condition and they've been taken to the hospital, while the 5 others have been confirmed dead by hospital authorities at Nkarie. Now, the police have deposited the bodies of these persons at the morgue. This is what we can tell you so far. Now, before coming on air, the information is that for today, the rescue mission has ended. We are yet to get confirmation from the security authorities who are leading this rescue mission, if indeed tomorrow this rescue mission will continue. But what we can report today is that nine people were retrieved. 5 of them have been declared dead, as 4 of them have been taken to the hospital, and the information is that they are still in critical condition.
Well, do we know exactly the number of people who were in that pit before it collapsed?
Now, we are unable to tell exact number of people in there. Now, the police and the media are relying on the information that have been given to some members of the community who were in the pit at the time of the collapse. Now, they are estimating that at least 16 people were trapped in there. Moreover, we are yet to get families reporting that their relatives cannot be found or their relatives have gone missing. So as at now, what we can say is that according to the community, about 16 people were trapped in there. So if 9 people are out, then it's estimated that at least 7 people are still in there.
But what is the mood like in town?
Now, people in the community are very sad by the situation, but and a number of them believe that this thing was coming. They saw it coming because the people have been mining there in this abandoned pit for a while. There have been indication that these pits could cave in, but a lot of them kept going in there without any, throwing caution to win. And that is what exactly has happened in there. Now, the information that I'm getting as at now on air is that rescue efforts has ended. The police has closed this rescue effort. Now, we believe that very soon they will update us on what they've been able to do so far and the way forward from now.
All right, Nanayo, thank you so much for the update from that community.
Away from that, tonight there's a wave of appreciation for the government's decision to add an additional 400 Ghana cedis to the producer price for cocoa for the 2025-2026 crop season. But farmers are raising grave concerns over the continuous destruction of their farmlands by illegal miners. At the start of the season, farmers were earning 3,225 Ghana cedis per 64 kg bag of cocoa. The addition of 400 Ghana cedis means Ghanaian farmers will now earn 3,625 Ghana cedis per 64 kg bag. Well, my colleague Michael Ashali joins me in the studio for more on the latest increment and what exactly it means for cocoa farmers. Michael, how did we arrive at this figure?
These two increments this year, and I'll tell you why that is very significant pretty shortly. So we know that 128 Ghana cedis was sort of offered to the farmers in the beginning of August. And that was a 4.1 increment, but effectively they were getting a 128 Ghana cedis on every bag of cocoa that the farmers were giving to government to sell. The new increment, you mentioned almost 400 Ghana cedis. In fact, it is about 3 Ghana cedis short of being that 400 Ghana cedis. What exactly has been given to farmers is 396 Ghana cedis. Effectively, we add these two increments, it brings us to 524 Ghana cedis per bag for this year, and that is the increment. It's important to know why exactly government decided to do this, but you mentioned again, before the beginning of the year, government or farmers were selling their cocoa bags at 3,100 Ghana cedis per bag to government. Now, in these two increments, effectively they're now getting more than 12.27% on every bag now. But government is doing this for a reason. Why give them more when you've already told us that you're giving more than you could have given? This is why. If you look at 2023 and 2024, it was a 63.5% increment on the price per bag that farmers were getting. Moving forward, in that same year, government announced a second price, and this would have been the first time government was giving farmers two separate increments in the same year. Fast forward to 2024-2025, it happened, a 45% increment, and then subsequently a bump up to 3.3% again. And that is exactly what is happening. But all this is happening in context because of our biggest competitors. I mean, they are our allies, but on the market, definitely they are our competitors. Côte d'Ivoire. And this is why, because just this week, our neighbors, Côte d'Ivoire, announced a price, and this, I must stress, is in CFA, so don't think that the numbers you see there are far lower than ours. In CFA, they are getting a 27.27% increment. Effectively, this is what it means between us and our neighbors, Côte d'Ivoire, that Ghana, while farmers will be getting a 3,625,000 Ghana cedis per bag. In Côte d'Ivoire, it will be 404 Ghana cedis more per bag in this instance. And this is exactly why government over the years have been increasing it twice. Every single time Côte d'Ivoire increased, government had to do something about it because of the large fears about smuggling. Hopefully, closing this gap this second time with this 12% increment, that gap will narrow and will give farmers some more options to sell to the Ghanaian government.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, speaking at an emergency press conference in Accra, Minister for Finance Cassia Latoforsen said the review will help improve the financial well-being of farmers.
Are pleased to announce a new producer price to take effect from tomorrow, Friday, the 3rd October 2025. It is my singular honor to announce that on the basis of the changes that we have affected to the forecast, the government has taken a decision to increase the producer price of cocoa to 3,625 Ghana cedis per bag, or 58,000 Ghana cedis per ton. This simply means that per every bag purchase, the cocoa farmer is getting 400 Ghana cedis additional. Simply put, to the ordinary cocoa farmer, since my last engagement on the 4th of August to today, every bag you will purchase, you will sell to Cocoa Board, you'll be getting another 400 Ghana cedis, or 4 million Ghana cedis owed Ghana cedis. 4 million owed Ghana cedis.
Well, but the president of the Concerned Farmers Association, Anawatin Bonsu, says the increment will not be felt until the government intensifies its efforts to flush out illegal miners in cocoa growing areas.
So for thank Honorable Atuforsin and then the cocoa board and then all the management team for doing such a wonderful thing for we farmers. But there's one thing that we need to look at. This is just a tip of an iceberg. There are a lot of things to happen because I know that the price will not stay like that. The price will go up again by next year or maybe next year it will go up again. And one major challenge that it is eating we up is our cocoa is going. Our cocoa is dying. That is what the focus has to be.
And what is influencing the death of your cocoa crops?
The galamsey is eating up the cocoa. As I'm speaking to you, this galamsey thing is eating up our cocoa. At the moment, we can enter a various cocoa farm that the galamseyers have been digging down. And the cocoa trees is still standing dying off.
You're still watching Joy News Prime. When we return after this quick turn, we'll tell you about the push by some nurses to have their over 10 months arrears paid by government. Please stay tuned in.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us.
To other stories now, the National Health Insurance Authority has announced plans to cover every illness under the scheme by 2030, with the NHIS currently taking care of about 95% of illnesses. The authority is banking on the newly established Medical Trust Fund and the soon-to-be-established free primary healthcare to make full coverage possible. At a stakeholder engagement with private health insurers, the NHIA expressed confidence the goal is achievable. There's more in the following report.
The National Health Insurance Authority has set itself an ambitious target to cover every illness under the National Health Insurance Scheme by 2030. Currently, the National Health Insurance takes care of about 95% of illness. With the Medical Trust Fund now in place and free primary health care on the horizon, the authority believes the dream of total coverage is within reach. At the stakeholder engagement with the private health insurers, Acting Chief Executive Dr. Victor Bampo expressed confidence the reforms will make the goal achievable.
We're having this stakeholder engagement so that we can share with them the new initiatives that this government is bringing forward, like the free primary health care, the Mahama cares, to see how best we can work together to ensure universal health coverage, which is actually universal health coverage means that every Ghanaian everywhere can actually access health care without financial hardship. And by 2030, we want to ensure that we have universal health coverage across Ghana. Government is thinking about end-to-end health coverage. So if you look at starting off with the NHIA as it exists now, we nominally take care of 95% of all disease conditions. So there's the Mahama cares, there's the regular NHIA, and then there's also going to be the introduction of the free primary health care, which is looking at diagnosing some of these diseases quicker, screening people, preventive medicine.
But the optimism was met with concerns. Acting Director of the private health insurance industry, Dr. William Omane Ajikum, questioned the involvement of telecommunication companies in offering health insurance services. He argued their activities are unregulated and undermine the private sector's ability to expand in the market.
There is a growing menace of some telecommunication companies partnering certain insurance companies to deliver some form of insurance that also includes a health insurance. These products that are being rolled out by these communication networks are not known to the National Health Insurance Authority. So the authority is sounding a strong caution to companies that are in partnership with these telecommunication companies, that they must desist from entering into or offering products that has any component or semblance of health insurance.
The authority maintains it is on course to deliver universal coverage, but industry players insist tighter regulation is critical if the ambitious 2030 target is to be met. Reporting for Joy News, Maxwell Aklobotu, Accra.
Well, still on health, nurses and midwives protest over no salaries for 10 months. We are working on your money, but there are no timelines for permanent government to nurses and midwives.
The demonstration began at the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park, winding its way to the Ministries of Finance and Health, where petitions were submitted on behalf of the over 7,000 nurses and midwives who have worked in the last 10 months without pay. The members, cladded in red bands and wielding placards, expressed desperation and frustration with the government's inaction.
Why do you keep disrespecting us? What was our crime? Was our crime the fact that we went to buy nursing training forms and not purchasing that of university to practice political science or what? I'm tired. We are really tired. We are all slaves. We are very tired. For 10 months, we've endured that 10 months. It's enough, it's enough. We have endured it. And we are eating once a day. Even the once a day, we cannot afford it. We cannot afford it. We are owing quick loans, FIDO loans. We are owing loans. We took loans to come and rent. It's here. I have a loan. My loan is due to be a FIDO.
So that's what you can see on the screen right now.
FIDO loan to come and rent 6,000, and I'm still owing FIDO.
Their first point of call was the Finance Ministry, where they presented a petition to government.
Honorable, your ministry has publicly claimed that 7,000 out of the 13,500 nurses and midwives have been paid, and that the remaining are being processed. Honorable, we demand full disclosure with documentary evidence to back your claims. We further demand your high office to provide us with the following. Honorable, number one, provide us with clear timelines for when all unpaid nurses and midwives will be paid. Honorable, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, during the recent UN General Assembly, he made a statement that the slave trade is the greatest crime ever against humanity. I want to put it on record that what is being done to us is a modern day slave trade, and this is the greatest crime any leader would do to their employees.
The group then proceeded to the Health Ministry, where another petition was read. The Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando, assured he is collaborating with the Finance Ministry to complete their payment process.
We, as a Ministry of Health, will continue to work closely with the Ministry of Finance.
As to timelines, when your bank accounts will receive your salaries, I cannot stand here to announce it. Those details will be given to you in due course.
Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Ampinyako says although government has already begun working on their demands, there are no clear timelines on when monies will hit their accounts.
We are working earnestly to fix all of them. In the next month or so, the Finance Minister will be in Parliament to present a new budget. As to timelines, when your bank accounts will receive your salaries, I cannot stand here to announce it. Those details will be given to you in due course.
With these level of assurances, the nurses and midwives have withdrawn, hoping government will hit their call and pay them soon to alleviate their financial burdens. James Savage's report for Joy News.
Let's shift our attention now to the educational sector. The Ghana Education Service has interdicted a teacher at Okajacrom SHTS in the OT region over the alleged sexual misconduct that he had with a female student. In a statement issued today, the service described the conduct as unacceptable, unethical, and a clear violation of the Professional Code of Conduct for Teachers. On your screens now is that statement by the head of public relations at the Ghana Education Service. It reads that the management of the Ghana Education Service has taken note of a disturbing video circulating on social media allegedly involving Mr. Richard Tibito, a teacher at Okaja Krom Senior High Technical School in the Jessica municipality of the Oti region, in an act of sexual misconduct with a female student. Management of GES finds the conduct unacceptable, unethical, and a clear violation of the Professional Code of Conduct for teachers. Hence, Mr. Tibito has already been interdicted and prohibited from entering the school premises pending further investigations into the matter. GS assures parents, guardians, and the general public that the safety and protection of all students remain our topmost priority. They say any teacher found culpable of acts that compromise the dignity and well-being of students will face the full rigors of the law in accordance with GS Code of Conduct. GS remains committed to ensuring discipline, professionalism, and child protection across all schools in the country.
Well, Head of Public Relations at the GES has been given further details on the pause a while ago.
For the specific case we are dealing with, the context is a bit nuanced because the lady involved is actually done with the WASI and left the school premises or the school campus. And so at the moment, we are, of course, because of the investigations, reaching out to her, and not only her, the family, because we understand that when these things do happen, sometimes if care is not taken, because the lady, young, vulnerable, innocent, going viral and all that, they could find themselves in depressive states, get emotional instability, psychological impact and all that. With GES, you lose your job, you are dismissed if you are found culpable of the allegations. And then if the victim or the student involved is a minor, then your issue becomes even more complicated because then the legal processes and the police take over the matter, because once it's a minor, whether she gave you a consent or she didn't give you a consent, it doesn't even matter. It's not a conversation because a minor is not considered mature enough to make decisions related to sex and sexual activities. And so for now, this is the arrangement. But if we believe that this is not deterrent enough, and so we should look into other approaches and other punitive measures. Why not? What we are interested in as Ghana Education Service is to ensure and insist that our teachers act and conduct themselves in the most professional manner as expected of them.
Let's head now to the Bono region, where the president of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Osajefo Ajiman Bedu II, has dismissed calls for a state of emergency over illegal mining, insisting such a move is unnecessary. He made the remarks shortly after being sworn in, together with 20 others, as a justice of the Court of Appeal. Presidential Affairs correspondent Maxwell Agbogba has more.
In all, a total of 21 new justices were sworn in as justices of the Court of Appeal. They include the Domahine, His Lordship, Justice Daniel Mensah, Her Ladyship, Justice Enyonam Adenyera, Her Ladyship, Justice Olivia Obin Owusu, a legal practitioner, Mrs. Franklina Adanu, and many others. In an interview with the media shortly after, President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs and Domahine, Osajefo Osiadeyo Ajuman Bedu II, dismissed calls for a state of emergency to be declared over illegal mining, stressing that such a measure is not needed now. The new Court of Appeal justice also highlighted the call for responsible mining and vowed to press on with efforts to curb galamsey.
So far as I'm concerned, except at times I'm not in Doma, but I want to assure the people that so far as that area called Doma, once you are there, be sure that one day you'll be caught, and you know the punishment, minimum 15 years. Do you have to do that? So I'm calling on all Ghanaians that this is the only thing that our ancestors left for us, so we don't have to destroy the water bodies. We don't want to destroy our cocoa farms, and ensure that we do farming in the right way so that we can all be happy as Kenyans.
So you think that the meeting is in the right direction?
Of course, yes.
Instead of emergency?
No. It does not come to that. Let's look at how much, we garner in respect of mining. I mean, once you declare state of emergency, the question is who can do? If we are not able to get that resources, there will be a gap. How is government going to? So there's a need for us to do it. As for mining, nobody will argue that there shouldn't be mining. But it has to be mined responsibly. That is the whole thing. People who are doing galamsey, we are destroying ourselves. There's a need to start. I want to appeal, especially as a chief. We, the chief, should not say we don't have the power. If somebody could do it, it's in the jurisdiction, and not allowing people to do it. Why can't you do it? In Doma, if you come there, I'll arrest you and give you to the police so that you'll be prosecuted. I want to appeal to everybody. They should ensure that the people should not engage in galamsey, because if you do it and you are arrested, you know the consequence for it. It will not be good for all of us.
He praised government's effort in the fight against illegal mining, noting that the menace has gone down.
I've been on this tour for almost 26 and a half years. Galamsey the illegal mining did not start yesterday. It's been with us for some time. If you ask me about my assessment, I would say now it's going down.
Well, we'll take a short breather. We'll return with more. Please stay.
Welcome back from the break.
Well, to some other stories, Water Aid Ghana and partners have commissioned a new maternity block with water, sanitation and hygiene facilities at the Pungu Chips compound in the Kasana, Nankana municipality of the Upper East region. The project, under the Sexual Health and Reproductive Education Initiative, aims to promote gender equality and empower women and girls. Correspondent Albert Sori has more.
The new facilities include a fully equipped maternity block with water, sanitation and hygiene, wash facilities, safe and disability-friendly sanitation units, a solar-powered mechanized borehole to provide a reliable water supply, and a youth-friendly space for adolescent health clubs. The Adolescent Center will serve as a safe space for young people to receive reproductive health education, mentorship, and training. The facilities were provided under the Sexual Health and Reproductive Education SHARE project, which is being implemented by a consortium led by Right to Play, Water Aid, FAWI, FHI 360, with funding support from Global Affairs Canada. It is aimed at advancing gender equality and adolescent-friendly health services by improving wash in health facilities and educating young people on their rights in 4 districts of the Upper East region. Country Director of Water Aid Ghana, Erabina Nyan Akofu, said the initiative goes beyond the provision of the facilities.
In Kasina and Nankana, we have 20 facilities, but the entire project also works with 87 facilities. The infrastructure we see here, not every facility got it. So some have it, but we want to learn from you, from all the training, how it has impacted infection prevention control, particularly the quality improvement standards that the trainings and the capacity building is seeking to achieve.
The WASH focal person for the Pungu Chips Center, Kotilda Anam, said since the completion of the project, the health facility has recorded a tremendous increase in the number of clients, not just from the Pungu community, but also from other communities.
Then with the programs, 3 sessions, we have topics, teenage pregnancy and pregnancy prevention, HIV infection, testing and counseling. We have contraception, which when we treated, a few who came to the facility to access those services.
The Kasna Nankana Municipal Health Director, Dr. Edmond Nelik Nyangura, said the facilities had improved service delivery in the area.
For this project, at least we have good water that will be flowing and will make service very easy for us.
The chief, elders and people of the Pungu community were excited about the new facilities and expressed their gratitude to Water Aid and their partners for the gesture. Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sori, Pungu.
Away from that, the race to the grand finale of the Energy Commission's Renewable Energy Challenge is heating up, with 6 schools vying for the ultimate prize. Representing the Volta region, students from Adidome SHS share their journey and preview the innovative solutions they will present at the grand finale on October 7 at the Accra International Conference Center.
In the quiet town of Adidome, in the Central Tongue district of the Volta region, confidence is running high. Adidome Senior High School has qualified for the grand finals of the prestigious Energy Challenge program for the senior high schools. The 3-member student team is not just preparing, they are aiming to win. With heads down and spirits up, they are diving into their final preparations.
We actually went for the STEMI regional camp, and then we met as a winner. So that was where the whole thing started. We're actually in a group, and then finally the 3 of us were picked to work on a project for this very one.
This is a good opportunity. This platform is very good for ladies especially, because anytime we go with guys, they always see us the ladies.
The journey has been interesting. Looking at we starting from the region to the zonal, and now we are going to the national. Honestly, me, I wasn't expecting what I expected, but I'm happy and I'm glad I involved myself in this competition.
The teachers, Mr. Atta Boysen Goffred and Mr. Odum Shadrach Asari, says it's been a journey of growth and resilience. Despite a few challenges, they remain confident in their team.
So far so good. After the zonal competition, we are working very hard. We are second, so we want to be first this time around. So with the suggestions and the input by the judges and some of the experts in the field, we are taking them into consideration.
The headmaster, Dr. Vincent Jidula Atiku, says regardless of the outcome, the school already considers this a win.
The STEM program is a practical program, and we are trying to depart from the bookish kind of education system that we have into practical education. In fact, when I saw their performances before they went for the zonal competition, that was when I really sat in to see their performances. It was wonderful.
From books to brainstorming, these young minds are determined to power their way to the top. Ivy Setoji, Joy News, Adidome Senior High School.
Well, to some international stories, at least 2 people have been killed in Morocco after police opened fire to stop protesters from storming a police station. These are the first deaths since youth-led protests erupted on Saturday over government spending on stadium for the 2030 FIFA World Cup instead of police or public services. Now, protesters chant, quote, "Stadiums are here, but where are the hospitals?" End of quote. The police say they acted in self-defense.
Prime up next is Showbiz. Becky will be in the studio shortly. Please stay tuned in.